Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to say something about nursing practice and research in urological nursing in Italy. Well, first of all, I have to say that the portrait of the nursing profession in Italy is the portrait of a young profession, and we have some particular aspects if compared to the rest of Europe. I don't know exactly why, but that's the way it is, so I'm going briefly through these aspects. I have no affiliations to disclose, and I have no conflicts to declare. Well, first, nursing education in Italy has entered the academic world in the early 90s. Before that period, we had regional nursing schools affiliated with local hospitals, so nursing education was not academic. So as regards academic education, we are a young profession. We have a regular program of 3 years bachelor. I know that in some countries in Europe it's becoming a 4-year degree, but this is not the case of Italy. We have a master's degree lasting for 2 years and a 3 years PhD program. There is a particular aspect regarding the Master of Science in Nursing, which is different from other countries. For instance, in England, but also in northern countries, Master of Science in Nursing are courses dedicated to specialistic branches of clinical nursing, not only management or research, while the Italian Master of Science in Nursing is mainly focused on management. So you attend a master's degree to become a nursing hospital manager, mainly. It's not a clinical course. If you want to become a specialized nurse, you're supposed to attend a 1-year post-bachelor course. We have plenty of them in all areas and branches of nursing, from continence to ostomy care and clinical research, wound care, and everything in between, basically. The most advanced courses are provided by a few universities only. For instance, PhDs are provided by the University of Milan, Genoa, Rome, Florence, and a few more. And the same applies to the Master of Science in Nursing program. We have no college system, different from some northern countries such as Belgium, I think, but the whole educational pathway takes place in university, and there are precise criteria for becoming PhD lecturers or Master of Science in Nursing lecturers in the nursing world. As regards nursing research in Italy, being the nursing profession new to the academic world, we have a recent introduction of nursing in the field of research and the professorship. So we have very small numbers if compared to other European countries. So we have a total of 30 between associate professors and researchers. It's a very small number, I know. We have only 3 tenured nursing professors, and we have no nursing faculties. So the whole program of nursing education in Italy takes place inside the faculties of medicine in our universities. PhD programs have been introduced in 2007, so you can easily understand that the research is really new for us. The scientific production of our academic nurses reflects the small numbers that we have, so it's only a few hundred papers if compared to the 1,000 of articles produced by other countries, of which approximately 1/2 in national journals, which is no good news, of course, but that's the way it is. As regards urological nursing research, it's not easy at all to track urological papers published by Italian nursing researchers in international databases such as PubMed, CINAHL, Scopus, Web of Science, and so on. We have an Italian index of nursing literature which only indexes the national journals, and it includes 26 urological papers, which is, of course, a very, very, very small number. We have basic research education programs in undergraduate bachelor courses and Master of Science in Nursing, and we have only 4 indexed journals, and none of which is dedicated to urological nursing. 3 are generic, so they cover a broad topic of broad spectrum of nursing topics, and 1 is dedicated to emergency. None is dedicated to urology. That said, we have very few continence nurses, so when it comes down to the topic of this presentation, which is urological research in the continence field, there is not that much production, as you can understand. I also have to say that we have very few physiotherapists and midwives trained in continence care. We have 89 centers dedicated to continence care in Italy, mainly run by urologists, and many of them are small private practice outpatients. Only about 40 to 50% of these 89 centers is represented by public hospital or large private hospitals. And there are several Italian regions in which there are no centers for continence care. For instance, in 2 regions, there are no continence care centers at all. In some others, there are 18, so there is this little discrepancy. As regards the continence nursing education, which is the basic topic for research, postgraduate courses are provided by 3 universities only, currently. One of which is located in Rome, another one in L'Aquila, which is a city in the center of Italy, and another one in northern Italy, in Brescia, in Lombardy. There are 2 other courses provided by National Association of Nurses, one of which is the Association of Ostomy Care Nurses, and the other one is another ostomy association, but not dedicated to our profession. But they are not academic course, and they only provide continuous medical education credits instead of ECTS, so they are not recognized by the academy. The contents of the courses are not usually based on nursing research. So the persons attending these courses usually produce very few papers and very few studies. The only exception is, of course, made by PhD students and students of the most advanced courses, because when you attend a PhD, you can propose a subject, a topic in one of the areas suggested by the university. But preliminary experience, education, and context in that field are needed for being able to successfully carry out your project and have it approved by the universities. And clinical PhDs always require practical training and clinical activity during the 3 years. So the few people attending PhDs in nursing which choose to dedicate their program to continence care attend a 3 years educational program, actually. So in conclusion of this very short presentation, shorter than expected, but I think you understand the reason, is that there is probably much more research that we are able to see produced by nurses, but this research is not easy to track on international websites. And many centers in Italy produce lots of data. This morning we talked about computer-aided nursing records, patients' records. We have plenty of them in all our hospitals, so we have loads of data. But this data often gets analyzed but not published, and this is of course a major drawback because there is no benchmarking. It's very hard to compare hospitals and rehabilitation centers. So we have lots of clinical experience, lots of clinical activity, advanced clinical activity in Italy, but it's not that evident actually. As regards the type of clinical activity that usually involves research in continence in Italy, we do perform not only pelvic floor muscle training, but also rehabilitation with machines, so functional electrical stimulation, extracorporeal magnetic innervation, tibial nerve stimulation. In some centers, nurses perform urodynamics, but this is not the same. This rule does not apply to all Italy. We do not perform things like thrust biopsies, such as in England, and these things are reserved to physicians only. So the areas of research mainly regard the conservative management. So in conclusion, we are very young. We are only 20 years old, but hopefully we will grow in the future. That's my wish. Thank you very much.